Hey guys, and welcome to a tour of our realm. Now, I've been wanting to record on this world for a long time, and I had some other videos made, but none of them really turned out very well. This realm started around, I want to say July, and the whole preface was that we were going to play every day, and at the time, Mixer was still around. So we played every day, and we streamed on Mixer every day. Now, since then, obviously, Mixer doesn't exist. But despite that, we still kept the world alive. So, the interesting thing that we're trying to do this toward the holiday season this year is we actually want to get new people. So, if you're watching this and it sounds good to you and you enjoy it and it looks like something you'd like to be a part of, feel free to reach out and we'll definitely take you into consideration because as time has progressed, we've lost members more than we've gained members just due to lack of interest. So to start out, I'm actually going to head back to spawn. So this is my realm. I am the host. Ooh, I'm going to need food. Hang on. So I've had realms for a year and a half. The first realm I had was complete vanilla survival with cheats disabled, achievements, all that. The second realm was short-lived and was something similar, but um, eventually that world got corrupted. And then this world here, cheats are enabled because I find that they make it much easier to manage the world. What do we have? Gold carrots. But while I have access to cheats, there are no cheats in regards to items, anything like that, tools, nothing. So I'm just gonna do a quick walk around. I'm gonna head back to spawn. What am I wearing? I have reached out to a few other creators. I did some screening on some small channels that I thought might fit our idea of what we're trying to do here. Oh boy. That doesn't sound very good. Oh! Hello. Hello. Oh ho 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 boy. This is quite the development here. So, in case you're not familiar, we have a gold farm. This is what happens when you have a gold farm. Holy shit. Somebody has a flame sword. Oh. Run. Run like hell. Oh. Oh, this is happening. Hello. Ow. Jesus. These guys pack a wallop. Just give us a second to heal. Hello. This doesn't happen every time I go to the nether, just sometimes. What? Go away. This is really very bad. This is probably the worst I've seen it. The problem is, we built our gold farm too close to, in proximity to our homes. At the time, there was nothing really we could do about it because we wanted it to be close enough to be convenient. Oh, okay, so that's the set you on fire guy that I just killed. Okay. Just grab all of this. Holy cow. Not that any of that XP matters, because obviously I'm quite a high level. Um, so down here through this tunnel. Oh, don't mind my tools names; they're all jokes. This is our Nether hub. It's nothing special. We don't spend a lot of time in the Nether. It's just transportation only. This is a small park made by one of our members. One of our members who does not. He's a seasonal player. He only plays during school breaks. So Christmas, spring, those types of things. Hello. Okay. Oh. Oh my. Hello. Okay, everything is going very poorly. So over here we have our town hall. Now the town hall was built in creative because it's not a structure that we use in survival. It's just here. It contains rules and other things. But I can come in here and quickly show you around. So, I'll just walk. So this is me. Just, I don't know, we just thought it'd be funny. And then Isaac, my friend, complained about him not getting a statue, so his face is down here. This is the Hall of Players. Every player gets an armor stand. That player can decorate their armor stand and pose it however they want. Not everyone has done it. We have a few more members in this. This is just myself and my girlfriend. And then my friend Isaac hasn't, and Barbecue also has not. And my other friend Devay has not. This is our rule room. It's not a big town hall. They're mostly simple rules. I mean, a lot of them are just common courtesy. It's really not that difficult to play and follow all the rules. I mean, all we ask is, for the most part, if you respect players, players will respect you, and that's generally the way we get by. So then over here we have the homeless shelter. My friend Isaac thought it would be funny if we gave, I mean, obviously at spawn you need somewhere for new players to sleep, so. Oh, I haven't seen these. These are new. So we thought it would be entertaining if we had a homeless shelter. And then at some point it flooded. Up here, these are shops, or this is a shop, this is a courthouse that sees very little use. This down here is my shop. I have the most profitable shop on the server. It's called Sticks and Stones, and I sell miscellaneous items as well as enchantments. I have a pricing scheme for all of them, so as well as dragon heads and other things. Oh, somebody stole the netherite. That's not good. I'll deal with that later. Over there is Isaac's old house. Here again is the park that we really enjoy. This is Chloe's shop. She has a villager delivery service. It's quite convenient. Isaac facilitates a series of... I'm not sure what that's about. Isaac facilitates a series of stands throughout the server, food stands. This is his office building, if you want to call it that. I'm not going to go in there because I don't know if he'd want me going in there. What? Oh, I know what this is. So, quick story, near where we live, there is a sign. This stands for Continuous Improvement to Environment. And it's funny because the sign in real life is on the side of a coke plant that spews out toxic smoke all hours of the day. It paints our houses and cars in soot and makes everything disgusting and causes cancer in the area where I live. But it's just funny because on the side of their building it says continuous improvement to environment, and the sign is in real life is practically melting off the building because of how toxic everything is around there. Now, some of you console veterans will see that up there and remember that that was a sign that was included in the old tutorials before they updated to Bedrock. Since then, I don't believe we've seen a tutorial. But the old tutorial worlds, this was a staple. It's a little different here because we had some problems with lightning, so it's concrete instead of wool. But it's still pretty neat nonetheless. That was my idea. I figured that it would be a nice throwback. It was actually very difficult to find an image online of a zoomed in version of that, just because of the nature of nobody really recorded the Xbox 360. The park has some surprise stuff over here you can see that we use every once in a while. But other than that, I mean, the town's not too big. There were houses here, but we've all since moved our houses. We actually originally all built them separated from each other. I picked an area, my friends picked an area. And then what we've done, see here's another one of Isaac's stands with, oh, he actually has something in stock. And then down here, I'll show you, we all have, other than my friend Jake, everyone else, oh, that's not true. My friend Jake and my friend Barbecue have chosen to remain where they are, but other than those two, everyone else has decided to come together and create a neighborhood with our existing houses. So we actually moved what we had already built. Everything is pretty much original. But if we come across here, this is my domain. This is my lake here. Over there we've got a bamboo cactus farm. Horse stables. This to my right is just flower farms. I built this around the time of the bee update. At the time it seemed like a cool new feature that I wanted to get more experience with, so I did that to utilize the crop acceleration function of the bees. Over here I have a barn with just animals. We've had this world going several like 5 months and still have not managed to find any mushrooms. So that's the one big thing I'm missing. Down here, I've just, your standard wool farm, auto wool farm. And then I guess I'll go below. Below here is just obviously the collection points, and it looks all right. I have actually since learned from a YouTuber named EthoSlab that there is a more convenient way to do this, so I might be upgrading that at some point, although it rarely sees any use. This house here, at some point, maybe I'll on my community page put up an image, but this is based on a real life house with the only major difference, actually, if I come over here, it'll be easier to see. With the only major difference being that up on the second level, there is actually, on the original, it spreads out both ways. I had no use for that space, so I just removed it. So I've got my mailbox. And then in here, we've got my kitchen. This is actually, it's funny, it's based off of my friend Isaac's kitchen in his house, loosely based off of that in real life. I took this out of his Minecraft house. Um, this is dining room, dining area. It's not much of a room. This is just like, I used to keep equipment here. This is an extra room. I've never managed to find a good use for this space, so it's just a bone meal collection point. Back here, we just have a patio. I keep my pets back here. On the real life house, there's a yard with a pool. Obviously, I live on an island, so that's not really convenient. This is an enchanting room. I think I will probably redo this at some point. When I originally built this, we didn't have any blackstone, and I was just excited to use the new nether blocks. Obviously over here, we've got a bridge over to the barn. Like I mentioned just a moment ago, this was an island, or this is an island. It wasn't originally an island. Back there we have a chorus fruit farm. So originally there was a skinny land bridge that came from right about where that birch tree is to right about here where I'm standing. I removed that, made this all look a little nicer. This was sort of like that broken land looking stuff that swamps sometimes have in this game. And therefore I decided to remove it, make it look nice. And now from here, I mean, in the dark you can really see that's the rest of the neighborhood over there. My friends moved to me. They just figured they liked the area. I'll go over there later. Those are farms off in the distance. But for right now, this is my bedroom. And then in real life, the stairs come up. In the real life version, the stairs come up over here in the middle. So this whole space over here is wasted. And then these doors go into a second room. But in my version, what I've got is a guest bedroom and then a bathroom, because obviously Minecraft, if you build a bathroom, it's only for show. You don't actually need a bathroom. So I elected to not waste the space needed to have all of the bathrooms. Oh, good grief. Let's quickly deal with that. You can see I have all of the beacon effects. It's not so much because it's necessary, but as much as because whenever netherite armor came out, it made wither skeleton farming easier, because you no longer get knocked around. Are you in here by any chance? No. Interesting. I actually was expecting them to be in here. Let me sleep. Okay. Apparently this side of the bed is alright. Okay. So let's continue. Just a brief show around. So down here we have my storage system. I carry this storage system over to just about every world I play on. Every chest has roughly 4 items. Some of the bigger, broader categories are just like 1 item, but everything has its place. It's real convenient and it's easy to expand. The only downside to this system, oh yeah, you can see the overflow. I've got wood and iron. The only downside to this current system is that I developed it through probably the last 2 or 3 years, and so therefore some of the things that are in the game now that may seem out of place because they're not where you would expect them to be is because at the time the categories used to be broader, and as I would fill chests, I would split them up. So originally this was one chest, and then whenever I filled a chest with wood, I figured, oh, I'll just split it up, and now I have two. And that works out really well, except for the fact that, for instance, what am I? I'm looking for a particular example. For instance, like Prismarine is way over here because I never ever, I did, on the original world I was playing, I rarely got the Prismarine. And then Endstone is all the way at the end. Despite the fact that it's been in the game, we didn't go to the, I mean, we went to the end, but I just never collected any Endstone or Obsidian or anything on the original world because we were just playing around in the overworld to have fun. So I never made use of a chest, so I didn't keep one. And then obviously this down here is all of, this is another fine example. The leaves and vines chest, the reason it's all the way over here is because I just never had a use for one side. I only ever make chests for items that I actually have, so I didn't make an item chest for leaves and vines because on the original world I was playing on, I lived in a desert. Didn't collect any of that type of stuff. Just quickly clear out my inventory because it's a disaster because of the gold farm. I love the gold farm, it's very convenient, but it's also a total pain in the ass. It makes everything a mess all the time. I'll just ditch those. Oh wait, I actually have a trash can. Now, this isn't our texture pack that we normally play on. This is the classic pack. The recent Minecraft patch broke the one that we liked, at least currently. So at some point we use vanilla BD Craft. It's based on vanilla textures, but it's high resolution. It looks pretty good. That's what we've stuck with for a long time, so I don't see us changing it. We used to use pure BD Craft, but I found that that's too different. And we like to build houses with the idea that it would look okay in either world with either pack. And the problem is that whenever you start jumping to packs that aren't vanilla based, my house starts to look very odd. Isaac's house looks odd. So that's the reasoning behind sticking with something that's relatively normal. So over here, we've obviously got the portal that I came through to get here. And then behind the portal is the Street of Homes. This is Isaac. This is Isaac's house, I mean. And a neat fact about that, oh, somebody's messing with him. And a neat fact about his house is that it's based on his real life house. It's almost a 1-to-1 replica. So it's exactly what his real life house looks like. The only difference being that his yard is a lot more square, but obviously we cut it to go into the land. This is Chloe's house. It's just a ranch house type thing. It's pretty neat. Behind her house, she has some other stuff. Oh, Jesus, we need beacons. This is her farm. Obviously bamboo. When everyone moved here, we just said you could have all the property going straight back, and that's what everyone's done. But obviously, you don't need all that property because there is a river back there that is the back border, but nobody's really. Oh, that's odd. Um, and then over here is my friend DeVay's house. It's small sheep, plays very rarely, if ever, and so it mostly just sits here. And then down here is a cabin that I was building just as an opportunity. We figured this was about where we were going to end the street, so I decided that I would build one last house, and whoever wants it can have it and can obviously finish it however they want, but it's It's based off of a picture of some cabins up in Buffalo, New York, or outside Buffalo, New York. Over here is one of my businesses. I have a lot of business ventures on this world. So these are obviously tree farms, mushroom farm, all of that. You pay whatever the fee is on the thing, like 1 diamond per entry, and you can cut down as much as you want until you leave. And then I handle the replanting. Um, the only thing to note with these is, unfortunately, that is solid cobblestone because we wanted to height control it, and even though it cuts them off and makes some of them a little bit stupid like this, it's a lot better than having them be 20 blocks high and impossible to reach because obviously the bottom is slabs to prevent mobs and also lighting. So the trees are height limited, the ones that are easy to height limit. So you've got the slabs in the air that obviously mobs can't spawn on, but at the same time also prevent the trees from being too tall so that when you're standing on that Y level, you can always reach them. Similar story over here with that, and then the mushrooms, as well as the brown mushrooms, are the same way. The 2x2 trees, obviously, it doesn't matter because you can just spiral your way up them to chop them down. But it is really convenient to be able to do that on the 1x1 trees because it saves a lot of time if you don't have to worry about pillaring, not to mention that it's impossible to pillar on the slabs. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'll show the farming section that we've set up as a community. Now, this community, we don't just allow anyone to move here. Like I said, that cabin down there is going to be for sale if and when I decide to list it, so any new player can come on and join and be part of our little community. Before I show the farms, there is one thing. If we just slowly fall down here. This is a mine I dug from, I believe it's 20 all of diamond level down to just under here. Under here is bedrock level, as you can see. Just to maximize getting all the diamonds I could. It's the full range of the beacon out to here, and then I just made it a rectangle because obviously beacons, the way they work in a radius, so it'll be shorter this direction. Well, mathematically not shorter, but Minecraft-wise, it doesn't look good to have a diamond, and it's really inconvenient for mining. And it's not that big a deal to just run back in and get the beacon effects and then finish it. So I did this, and then I also cobblestoned everything off. At some point, we have slime chunks in there, so we may go ahead and develop a slime farm for it. But currently, I just took a lot of the stone that I had, cobblestoned it off, and then made stone slabs. Because it controls the mobs. And before, as soon as you started to fall down the elevator, those chunks would instantly load up with more mobs than any player could really manageably handle and do something else at the same time. So it made things difficult. Over here, we have a wheat farm of my own design. I've been doing this for years, and we've perfected sort of the layout of it, myself and some of my friends. We put whatever we need here in large amounts. Right now, it's just using wheat. This is an iron farm. It's not the most efficient iron farm, technically speaking. You could have one more. Like, I think it's around 90 blocks up in the air above it with another 2 layers. And I've considered it, but it would be a nightmare to have to build that far up and get 20 villagers up there. It works pretty well, as you can see. Now, iron farm, the term sounds kind of cheaty, so we typically call it the poppy farm, but clearly, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what's going on here. Around this, I have because technically you can stand up here. We used to have just like a shield so skeletons wouldn't get you. And mobs, neat fact is that mobs view trapdoors and signs as full blocks. So what happens is they walk off, fall down, and drop, and they die. And then I don't even know if there's anything down here. It doesn't matter much, but it is helpful and it's convenient. At the time, we would actively stand here. Yeah, there's some stuff. Oh, I think there's a chicken in there or something. But lately, we haven't been doing anything with this just because it is passive, so all you need to do is be around here. And because of that, and this next farm I'm about to show you, we no longer have to worry so much about standing there and worrying about mobs. So I could actually just slab that over and be done. This is our gold farm. I don't remember whose design it is. I've just a YouTube tutorial. What happens is obviously the Nether update added a feature. Actually, I don't know if it's necessarily a feature, but what happens is every time you light a portal, there's a chance to spawn a zombie pigman. I know they're not called that, but I've been playing too long to change what I'm saying. So the lava in the middle lights the portals. This unlights them, relights them, and then they go down here into just your basic trident killer, which I can turn on. You just wait until you hear the screams stop, which they have. This is obviously how I've gotten so much XP, as well as more gold than any person could realistically do anything with. So one of the perks of having it located where it is it's close to home. And the way we built it is that the gold farm can run, and you have the iron farm loaded, so you can collect both resources at the same time. Hello. And there you go. You'll see that he's done for. This is relatively efficient. It suits our needs, which is why we never finished and built the next section up. I do need to light that up at some point. Oh, that didn't sound good. Hello. Let's quickly get out of here. Because it is a realm and I used to be a streamer, I would allow a lot of people to play on here, even if they weren't going to be long-term members. So for that reason, we do play with, I believe mob griefing is off. It's not off all the time though. So one of the things that I've allowed is if you want a sheep farm like I have, and that feature relies on the ability to have mob griefing, I, as an administrator, myself or Isaac, will install a command block to allow mob griefing temporarily, so you can toggle it on and off at your own discretion, with the only caveat being that we ask that people let each other know whenever they're going to be doing it so that we don't run into any issues. Oh, I actually have space for once. Obviously, I have more iron and gold than any reasonable person could ever use. It's nice because, as far as beacons go, I'm not likely to ever run into, like, material bottlenecks. If I want to set up a beacon, I can just build one. My crafting tables are up here. Oh, good grief. I cannot believe I just did that. It doesn't matter. I don't need the gold. So the XP farm I use is the gold farm. We also have a skeleton farm that you could use for bones or whatever else. It's in the nether along that tunnel. It's one of the doors. Let me see how long. Oh, we've been going for a good length. So I think with that, this is a relatively informal episode. I didn't really have any particular plan. I figured I'd just walk around. Um, I appreciate anyone who watches. Please like and subscribe. If, like I mentioned before, we are constantly recruiting. If you're interested, let me know. We don't take everyone. We try to keep things around our ages. So, relatively young adult type thing, late teens, early 20s, around there. We've had younger people on before, though, so don't let that discourage you. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do one last thing, but I completely forget. Yeah, so if you're interested, reach out, let me know. I'll see about adding you. One thing well, obviously this is a Bedrock realm. We do primarily communicate via Xbox parties, so We used to be particular about, you needed to have an Xbox. If you don't have an Xbox, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to communicate. If you want to play on another Bedrock compatible device and just get on and hang with us, that's more than okay. As long as you're willing to use game chat, that's all up to you. Um, and with that, guys, I guess thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.